to Medical Dialogues show. I am Dr. Nandita Mohan, and today I will be talking to you all about an application that has been formulated recently. Isn't that interesting? Now, we will be speaking to the founder of this impactful startup, which is called the Diax.AI, which basically aims to deliver data-driven approach, personalized care through cutting-edge technology for people with diabetes and comorbid conditions, as well as precision medicine through the EMR platform for the practitioners of diabetes. Now, it is connecting technology, medicine, decision support systems, guideline-based therapy, all in all in a single platform. Now, we are going to speak to the founder, Dr. K Sivakumar, who is the managing director as well as a consultant diabetologist at Karunya Sugalaya Diabetes Care and Research Center at Kumbakonam, Tamil Nadu. So, welcome to Medical Dialogue, sir. It's really a privilege to be interviewing you here today with us.
Thank you so much for this nice platform and a very nice brief introduction about me. It's a real pleasure to be the part of this medical dialogue team to share my views, opinions, as well as what are the emerging technologies, how can we address the gaps in healthcare, particularly in chronic conditions like diabetes, hypertension, and so on. Yeah, thank you so much.
Very true, sir. So now, if I may ask you, what actually inspired you to create this app, and what gap in the healthcare sector were you actually aiming to fill through this app of yours?
Yeah, I would like to start with my story, how it started, briefly at least. So 20 years ago, when some diabetic person who visits the clinic, I'm able to perceive the gap at that point of time itself, like they were not bringing prescriptions, they forgot or they have misplaced the prescription. So, but unfortunately, we need the immediate past record to give proper treatment. Like we don't know exactly, we can't remember unless they bring their prescriptions back to us. So that is the biggest gap at that point of time I recognize. So that was the time in 2004 we started capturing prescription. So why can't we take responsibility of having their health data for their benefit? So that's how the concept of EMR is that one, as far as electronic health record is concerned. Of course, almost any doctor practicing, particularly with technology, they can understand the impactfulness of EMR. So fast forward 20 years now, we have almost more than 40,000 people's data where we did anonymization. We employed machine learning engineers in our team and collaborated with Carnegie Mellon University so that we were able to bring a stage where we are building a machine learning model which is equivalent to precision medicine, so that we can map the patient, we can address the gap, whatever it may be. So as the days advance, we have bigger and bigger data, and of course we have our own heuristic thoughts where we need to address many problems. Like we see the multiple data points. If the patient has visited 5 or 10 times, sometimes 20 times, then it is really hard to see each and every data, So that is also a problem. Now, the technology itself has advanced. We can go ahead so that I can answer.
Okay, so great, sir. I think that is the need of the hour with the technology. As you correctly mentioned, technology is advancing and we have to be abreast with the latest developments in technology. So that's actually the need of the hour. So now talking about this app in a little bit more detail, can you please describe the core functionality of the app and how actually does it improve patient care or even medical practice?
While seeing the gaps, I was able to perceive other things. So now you can understand why the doctors are not adopting technology. The number one, it's not reducing the time of consultation. Of course, that has been now somehow the gap was bridged by many of the latest technology as well as some of the startups providing the faster prescription. Of course, we are also there. Now, I would like to show how our technology platform and what are the core functionalities. that I would like to share here. So once you log in as a unique doctor in your clinic, we have certain things like very basic things like doctor can set his own profile, whatever the basic requirements, everything, and then their consultation hours. These are all basic functional consultation fees, everything like that. Then they can view their consultations. Of course, uh, this is a bit unique, like they have their own drug master. Each and every doctor does not prescribe all the formularies available throughout the India, so it is unique for their own clinical practice. If they are having in their Excel format, they can directly import that. So from front office or reception, they have to enroll. I would like to say the importance of capturing the data in a robust manner. Say, for example, we know that uh, we have certain ranges, physiological ranges and pathological ranges. Say, for example, normal blood glucose would be like 80 to 140. If it is 80 to 140, that is the physiological range. Then we have extremes of pathological range, like below 72 is hypoglycemia, whatever the levels we talk. Sometimes we get less than 20, which is read as low in glucometer. And we can get the highest pathological range, like it might be sometimes in 400, 500, 600. If we measure venous sample, it will be like thousands sometimes. So this is the range we have. But generally, when we enroll a person, then we have to be very much cautious. Like I would like to just enroll some new patient, so that for understanding, I am just adding a new patient. It will be as simple as possible. Your front office staff will be able to just add the name and their mobile number, like that. Uh, so this won't take a minute, and then age or whatever if they know date of birth, everything they can add. If they have Aadhaar number, they can add, so that for future references it will be helpful. So because government of India is taking big steps to integrate every health data in a single portal. So once you added the enrollment part, then they have to just add the basic things from front office. Like if it is these are all metabolic parameters which are in need, so they have to enter. Now, what is the beauty here? If it is within that range, whatever the physiological or pathological range, it will allow, but it won't allow the abnormal values like this. If you enter, it won't allow. So any person cannot be taller than 8 feet. So it will immediately validate the data, and it will force the staff nurse to enter the validated data like that. So not only that, it can allow only one decimal point as far as weight and height is concerned. This is quite normal to have the every parameter which is auto calculated. And also like blood pressure recording. See, in blood pressure, this manometer, we don't have beyond 300. So you cannot enter a value beyond 300. So it will restrict again. So that these are all various restrictions which will be very much useful for day-to-day clinical practice. For pulse, you cannot exceed more than 250. As a OP patient, you cannot enter more than 250 like that. I don't want to go each and every detail because every doctor knows about this, and they can enter the fasting postprandial sugar values, HbA1c values. So everything in place. So they have, so all these things, when they have lab reports, when they enter, that reaches the doctor's screen. So as a doctor, then we can start consulting immediately, so that all the parameters entered by the front office staffs comes here. This is not going to be unique. You may ask me why, what is every platform is there, but here whatever the things, They can note down, they can uh, get into small things like that. They have to enter. The simplicity of the platform is like this. So if you see here, entering any data like this, it will be as simple as possible, so that it will be very useful for them to enter the data very easily. They can take a notes here, and soon I will show you how the decision support system works here. So the core functionality is making the platform capturing the data in a more robust manner, so that the data points for future reference, it will be hassle free. I told you that capturing data is easy and description is easy. Like, say for example, if they are entering some couple of letters, they get shortlisted, and generally they can set, if the drug is once daily, it will be easily displayed as once daily, like that, and everything is so easy to enter. And like this, if it is set as HS, some of the drugs like alprazolam that needs to be given at night, everything will be so simple and easy to save also. This is one of the uniqueness as far as practicing doctors is concerned. And I'll come to the patient's aspect. Yeah, coming back to our AI decision support system, this machine learning model works based on the profiling of the patient. Say, for example, in the screen you can see a 31-year-old male having body mass index more than 30, and with all his blood pressure recordings, fasting postprandial glucose recordings, and HbA1c, we can simply click on the recommendation button here, which is on right side. You can click the get button where it suggests based on the given profile. We can observe that it recommends dual therapy, which is well validatable according to the clinical guidelines as well as our own experience, whatever it may be. Now simply we can click whichever the drug we prefer and import directly into the prescription format. That's it. So in consultation form, you can see here both the drugs. Our job is just to make it how long the patient should get. Of course, in future we are going to incorporate AI decision support system for hypertension as well as hyperlipidemia. So by the way, for patients, I'll give you what will be the patient's report. So it will be again, it will be very simple as far as patient's report is concerned. We have named it as diary, where either they can sign up using their email ID, or they can create their own user ID password, so that it will be again very easy, simple UI, where they can see the prescription by the doctor, like when they have visited the doctor, and they can view the prescription. In the prescription, they can see what are the drugs have been prescribed, and what is the time they have to take all those things. Not only that, uh, the functionality is like, see, many patients when they are going away from their home, because now it's like traveling, hyper traveling, almost like hyper traveling. So everyone travels, but they forget to bring their health records. But this is the most important thing they forget is prescription, which is very much needed to have continuity of treatment. Now here, whatever the drugs they are having, it is available in their portal. It's not that why can't they take in WhatsApp or everything. See, what taking in WhatsApp, it's okay, but only thing is they have to search where is it, all those things. But when they open the app here, immediately they are going to see when they have visited the doctor, what is the latest medications prescribed to the doctor. Immediately they can refer to the doctor. That is one important advantage. And advantage of this particular patient's platform itself is like, it is, they can share this prescription to the doctor through this particular QR code. This QR code will be valid only for 10 minutes for the safety and security of the data. So when they have this, when they are nearer to the doctor, they can show this QR code, and when they show the QR code, the doctor can see in his or his tablet or mobile device whatever the patient is getting the prescription. Then or otherwise they can share the data to the caregiver, like it may be dietitian, where when it is shared through WhatsApp, again this secure portal goes there and they can see whatever the prescription given by the consultant, they can view. So they cannot edit anything. So these are all advantages and uniqueness of this particular platform. And this will be valid only for 10 minutes. So after that it expires. So no one again having the same link, they cannot have it for more than 10 minutes. And that will be again valid to visualize only for, say for example, the timer runs and it will be valid only for 10 minutes. Up to two to three times they can see, after that it expires. That is one of the uniqueness as far as this patient's portal is concerned. And apart from that, you can see the people they can upload. Say for example, many people they will be missing their ECG reports, but if they upload not only ECG report, any record for that matter, they might miss. Or if it is ECG, everything gets disappeared in 3 or 6 months. So they can upload their own data. Like say for example, I am just entering some PDF, which is like CGMS data. So immediately they can have in their mobile platform. So they can have all their health records in one portal. What is the uniqueness here? See, every patient is unique in their own way. Like they might be simply diabetic, or sometimes they may have diabetes, hypertension, hyperlipidemia. Everything when they have in the single portal, it will be easy to share to the doctors or caregiver through the sharing portal, and so that the doctor can decide faster and better. So that is the uniqueness of this particular patients. And not only that, it is always safe. So we ensure safety of the data for both doctors as well as patients. And coming back to our portal here in consultation form, we have a lot of scores which is immediately available. Say for example, see already the age and sex is mapped. If the creatinine is 1.3, immediately you can see here EGFR is 67, which is stage 2. So immediately they can know what stage of EGFR. Not only that, because this is the biggest problem which we have to anticipate in this decade. And of course, already we have huge work this cardiovascular, where we have already integrated the work. Certain things by default we have age, sex, and the race for us it is other by default. So if we have cholesterol data like this, if it is already available in the prescription, then it will be imported here directly. Otherwise, if we type manually, then it will be very easy. So if the patient is on hypertensive treatment, diabetic, and smoker, it will immediately calculate the risk here, and they can see what is the risk here. So recommendation comes here for this particular person, more than 20%. So immediately we can know and understand that in consultation form, they have to prescribe at least 10, minimum 20 milligram of rosuvastatin. Of course, that comes handy here, like that. And one more unique feature as far as doctor's portal is, again, if you enter the insulin, it will be seamless. Like say for example, even in between letters we can type, you can add the insulin. If it is 15 units once daily, if you have set, it will be there. And if you are just adding for only 15 days, it will be only one pen fill, like that. If you are giving for 90 days, automatically it can calculate. It's about 5 pen fills, like that. So there's no need to bother about what is the number of pen fills you have to prescribe. And similarly, if you add something like drugs which needs to be given once daily, then again it will be very hassle free. Like, say for example, if it is monthly once, if it is for 3 months, it will appear as only one time. If it is weekly, then it will appear as, so the doctor's job is saved a lot. So only for weekly. So for 3 months, it will be 12 soft gel capsules like that. So it simplifies the job of the doctor here, and at the same time empowers the patient to have their own health records in a safe, secure platform, which can be again shared to the caregiver or their own kith and kin, which will be only temporarily available. That too in a secure, safe and secure form. Thank you, Nandita.
Great. So now, sir, you briefly explained. Now it's actually a very user-friendly, both compared when we talk about patient-centric as well as healthcare providers as well. Now, the app is definitely very well developed. So, what are the biggest challenges that you had faced during the development of the app, and how actually did you overcome those challenges?
And not only that, the most difficult part is artificial intelligence, that is machine learning model. See, we have the confirmation bias. We always think, oh, we are seeing this patient for so many years, this should be the response. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen. There are evidences to show that our own assumption most of the time fails. That is the truth. So that's how leveraging technology like machine learning plays a big role. But the challenge again here is making the people to understand, that is technologists to understand what we require properly. Say for example, we are talking about precision medicine. Precision medicine is like clustering the patients into the group, and what are the characteristics that determine a particular outcome for that particular patient, or the effectiveness of drugs to that particular set of population. So coming to diabetes itself, there are people who are developing hypoglycemia for 0.5 milligram of glimepiride, and there are people who are not at all responding to glimepiride or glycoside. So these kinds of differentiation, when we have real world data, it is really challenging. So that kind of understanding to cluster the data, all those things are really tough task. But at least in this particular nascent stage, we are able to achieve that feat with the help of collaboration with Carnegie Mellon University. Thank
Great,
you.
great, sir. So, lastly, if you could just give us a few things on what future updates or any new features that you plan to add to the app to make it even more useful both for the patients as well as for the healthcare providers.
Yeah, long more. Let's see, we have started this journey. It's the very few first step we have taken. It's not just artificial intelligence alone. It is the people, technology, and processes here. So here, everywhere, wherever we use technology or latest technologies like artificial intelligence, it is for people. So people, I mean stakeholders of diabetes or chronic diseases, where we need to involve diabetologists and physicians and of course endocrinologists, patients at the center of the care, then policymakers and of course guidelines. Here guidelines based out of randomized control trials, and we have to connect the real world data. And for doctors, it helps them to create their own real world data. See, we are already the diabetes capital of the world. Of course, we are becoming diabetes care capital of the world. And we have to become diabetes data capital of the world. And not only data capital of the world, we are the world. India should be the number one in having the healthcare data for benefit of the people. So that should be the long-term vision for us, and it is the long-term vision of our startup, that is Diax.AI. And for future, we are going to incorporate much more decision support systems, which will make the doctor's job very easy. And of course, at any point of time, whether we think of so-called singularity, doctor can never be replaced by the technology or artificial intelligence. But here we are going to provide a platform or tool which is going to minimize the burden of the doctor, help to provide better care to the patients. For doctors, it is precision medicine. For patients, it is personalized care. So in future, as far as patients is concerned, we no longer call them as patients. Is it not? So it is people with diabetes and people with hypertension and so on, whatever it may be. So for the people, it is the safety and security of their own health data, which will be used for good. Not only that, personalized care at an affordable cost, which is accessible everywhere throughout India, at least initially throughout India, and of course we have to think globally. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Shivakumar, for joining us today at Medical Dialogues and giving us all the valuable insights about this app. And we wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors. So, thank you so much once again for joining us today at Medical Dialogues.
Thank you so much.
Never miss a medical update from Medical Dialogues. Like, subscribe, and press the bell icon.